Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Cloyette Harris Stout, who's the founder and CEO of Guyanese Girls Rock. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. Like I said, I have a very special guest for you, Miss Cloyette Harris Stout, who's the founder and CEO of Guyanese Girls Rock. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here. We love having guests who are movers and shakers in the community.
Thank
And
you.
someone like yourself, you actually founded something that's a little bit of a niche, but you know what? I think a lot of people who are out here could take advantage of knowing about Guyanese Girls Rock. And if you rep GT, then definitely this is going to be a segment that you're going to want to tune into.
Yes.
So Cloyette, thank you again. But let's get straight into it. Why don't you give us a little bit of background before Guyanese Girls Rock? Who is
before we
Cloyette?
start, can I say happy birthday to you?
Thank you,
You took the time out of your birthday to be here with me and to conduct this interview. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank
and
you
happy
so much.
birthday.
I appreciate it. Yes, guys, it is my birthday. Still accepting gifts all month long. So, but yes, it is my birthday, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you celebrating. So this is nice. But yes, thank you so much. But
You're welcome.
So yes, even though it is my day, I'm going to share my day with you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. So yes, so who is Cloyette?
Cloyette, first of all, I'm going to say I'm a beautiful child of God.
Amen.
I'm an empowered woman. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. And I'm a bit of a techie, so I always like to say
I like
I'm a
that.
self-professed techie. Yes.
That's great. So many hats.
Yes, I wear many hats. And of course, the Guyanese Girls Rock platform.
Yes, you know, which definitely came a little bit later. What prompted you to want to decide to go in to create your own?
Okay, so it came out of just wanted to do something that's related to, that connects me back to my roots and my country. I had just moved back from Florida, and it was late 2012. I was looking for something, you know, to do. Moving back from Florida, I found that I was kind of disconnected from the Guyanese community here in New York. There was a lot happening, but I wasn't part of that. So I wanted to find some way that I can reconnect with that. And I started looking on Facebook. You know, Facebook was popping and people were blogging. And I started to look to see, you know, what I can do, where I can fit in. And I really didn't see anything that, I saw information, but everyone was sharing the same thing. So I decided, why don't I start my own? So I started researching. I decided, why don't I do something about Guyanese women, you know, celebrate Guyanese women. And I started to search online, Google famous Guyanese women. I found a few, like Cece Pounder. She's an actress. And I started posting just little, you know, photo and just like a paragraph or two of their bio. And people start responding and, you know, sending me message, oh, I like what you're doing, and sending me email. So it was just a Facebook page in the beginning.
Wow.
And, you know,
to think that it grew from that.
It grew from that, yes.
It's pretty interesting. But even before that, you know, living in Florida, how was that experience? Because we know New York, of course, we got like a huge Caribbean population, and all islands are pretty much here.
Yes.
And Florida, I would say, probably has the next biggest. You know,
Yeah.
Miami. Whereabouts in Florida? were
I
you?
lived in Florida. I lived in Tampa Bay, but north of Tampa, it was a place called Land O'Lakes, Florida. There's like little
Not-
to know.
I was gonna say you are not.
I was what they were calling the boondocks.
Yes.
Right. So yes, we didn't have much of that Caribbean. I mean, places like Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale is where you will find a larger Caribbean population. But Tampa Bay, Land O'Lakes, no. So you know, you really feel that separation when you live in these neighborhoods.
And how was that for you? Because living my entire life in a place where, you know, I could go to Brooklyn. I mean, I live in Brooklyn. You can go to Queens.
Right.
You could. We're represented well
Yes.
here.
Yes.
You don't have to really look too hard to get roti or curry chicken
Right.
or jerk chicken.
Exactly.
You know, it's here.
It's here.
But we
Exactly.
take that for granted.
Exactly, until you move away. And of course, yes, you have to drive to find it. You will find a shop here, a roti shop, but you have to drive, you know, where we lived, you have to drive 20 minutes to find something good roti. And all the good rotis are here. We know that in New York. So, so, you know, it was a little bit of a challenge finding, connecting with people that you can relate to.
And just
the front.
creating that, like you said, that sense of community.
Community, exactly. That you would have. Because I lived in New York before. I lived in New York. I moved to Florida. You know, I spent 3 years there and ended up moving back. So, you know, you come.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
I would say it was a
Florida.
bad experience. There are a lot of good things that happened out of living in Florida. You know, my kids went to school there. They get to experience a different lifestyle, you know, being outside in the summer, you know. My job, the company I work for now full time, is based in Florida. I actually work remote from New York, so remotely from New York, and I travel
pretty
back and
nice.
forth. So, you know, that was a nice perks that you know that I enjoy working from home, and that's as a result of living in Florida.
But I always said, even for myself, you know, when people ask, you know, where do you see yourself living outside of New York? I'm like, you know, it's kind of a tough one.
Yes, yes.
When this is pretty much all you know.
All you know, exactly. All you know.
And I've traveled all over the place, and I've been in other parts of the country, but you do feel that separation where there's
Yes.
certain places that they don't really, unless you're talking about a Jamaica or some of the really
Right.
big islands,
Mm-hmm.
they really don't know.
Exactly. Even the way they, you know, celebrate in the summertime our barbecues, and we go late in the evening at night. People have barbecue there, and at 12 o'clock at night, they're going to bed. We're not used to that.
You're not reaching the barbecue.
We're not used to that. We have an all-night barbecue, or, you know, we hang out. So it's a lot different.
Yeah,
it's a lot
culturally,
different,
it's
yeah.
definitely very different.
Yeah.
So from the Facebook page, what evolved from that, how quickly did you see that really start to grow?
It grew pretty quickly, and I would say within about a year or so, I decided to have a website. I developed a website and start posting more, instead of the short versions, a paragraph or two, doing actual, you know, lengthy stories, bios, full bios, you know, about people, their journey, as it relates to Guyana. And we cover women all across the world. You know, here in America, in Guyana, you know, we have people in the UK and Canada. These are the USA, the UK and Canada is where you have the largest Guyanese population overseas. And so I started, you know, doing more extensive. I did a few interviews. It takes a lot of time, you know, to do an interview and then have to type up the stories. But that's when I see it really grew. You know, people come to the website and, you know, they're leaving comments. It's encouraging when people are commenting and leaving their feedback. I had a woman talking about culture and living in these communities where there's no connection. I had a woman send me a message. I think she lived in Ohio or somewhere like that, and she said, you know, I found this page and I really appreciate it because this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking, you know,
Exactly.
to connect with people from my culture, and where I'm living out here, it's hard to find that.
Well, hold
So-
that thought. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. So Cloyette, you know, great feedback that you were getting from the website,
Yes.
you know, and it's great for you to actually be that little piece of, I guess, comfort for those
Yes.
who, like, Ohio, definitely you're not going
Right.
to get much. I mean,
Yes.
you might find a piece of jerk chicken, but that's about it.
Yes.
Yeah, in certain states, and like I said, I have for one taken that for granted. I mean, I've
Yes.
been to Texas, I've been South, LA, and it's even for our look. Like Caribbean girls have naturally, we have a mixed look because
Right.
we are mixed people.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, and you know, here people kind of could identify what
Right.
you are.
Yes.
Go outside, they're like, "Oh my God, what are you? You got this." And I'm like,
There's a fascination.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and I'm like-
there's a fascination with your accent. There's a fascination with the way you look. Yeah.
music and the culture.
And the culture, yes. The
And then-
food. Let's not forget the food.
Oh yes. Well, we're gonna even touch on that in a little
Yes.
bit. But then, even technically in Guyana, where you guys are a little bit of a special case, where
Mhm.
geographically, yes, you are South American.
Yes.
But you have West Indian culture.
Culture.
You still
Mhm.
identify as
Yes.
West Indian, which is great.
Mhm.
But on the map, you know, yes, you guys sit in South America.
Yes.
Um,
Definitely.
so then you have people who debate that. Well, they're
Mhm.
technically this. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
culturally.
We're not, and a Guyanese person will tell you that. They'll correct you.
Oh,
We're
yes.
not. We're not Caribbean. Our culture, our history, it's very Caribbean, but we're not. You know, we're in South America. We're the only English-speaking country in South America.
Yes.
Yes. So.
Yes,
Mhm.
and that's very much. That's why I said geographically.
Mhm.
You know, because the very last Caribbean island is Trinidad, and then
Mhm.
you're technically in South America.
Yes.
But Guyanese culture. Why don't you give us a little bit of a synopsis for those who? How would you, in a nutshell, describe Guyanese culture?
Okay, it's Guyanese culture. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the country itself. All right. So as I mentioned before, we're located in South America. We're sometimes confused because of the name Guyana with the country Ghana in Africa. We're not the same. Have to put that out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're neighbors to Venezuela, Brazil, and Suriname. Okay. We have. I would call it, we have our Kaitro Falls. Kaitro Falls is one of our, it has the longest drop.
Okay.
The longest drop falls compared to Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is about 167 feet. I think Kaitro Falls is 7 something.
Oh wow,
700.
that was a
Yes.
big difference.
Yes, so, and we also have some of the best food, as you know. You know, one of our favorite meals is pepper pot. You know, that's one of our national dishes. It's made with meat boiled in casserib. Casserib is like a black sauce. You know, we usually have that at Christmas time, but it's really tasty. We eat that with bread. So if people talk about pepper pot, that's a Guyanese dish. Yeah, so Guyanese people, we're very hospitable people. You know, we like to cook and we like to eat, and we're very welcoming, very warm people. As you mentioned before, there are, we don't have 1 million people. It's about 700,000. But about, let's say, maybe about 300,000 of those people live overseas. The biggest group here is in the U.S. We also have a lot in Canada and the U.K. as well. What else? Our capital is Georgetown.
Yes, GT.
You know, we're called the land of 6 people because of the, you know, the different people that we have there. We have Indo-Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese. Those are the largest group.
Yes.
We also have a trickling of, the next largest group is the Native Indians, the Amerindians. We have a few Chinese. We have a few Europeans, you know, white-looking people there as well.
But it's just really, really mixed. 'Cause I have a lot of Guyanese friends, and they span the rainbow.
Yes.
Meaning, so I have Afro-Guyanese friends, I have Indo-Guyanese friends, I have Amerindians.
Yes.
The food, I mean, I've had the lo mein. So
The
Asian,
lo mein, yes.
you would have such a mixture. And
Yes.
I remember at first being like, just taken aback by that. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, Guyana really has,
Yeah.
you know, if you want Creole type food,
yes.
you have that. Of course, the Indo stuff, like Trinidad. you know.
Curry, you know,
The curries.
yes,
And
the
then
different
the
flavors
Asian
of
stuff,
curry.
and
The
I'm like,
Asian.
wow.